Gothy, and I'm doing a tag video. So this is the Stash Enhancement Tag by the Stash Queen. I've got the questions up on the screen here, so if I look that way, that's why. Okay, so first question, what is your favourite pattern in your stash that you haven't started yet, and what has kept you from starting it? Jesus. I don't have a favourite. I have a whole bunch of patterns that I really want to start, but I just have so many whips at the moment that I'd like to get some finished. I'd like to get some progress on my bigger whips, and that's the reason I really haven't started any. There were a bunch that I was going to start for a lot of the stitch-alongs that I've decided not to now, so I'd probably say, oh, like there's a couple of Joan Elliott's. There's a Joan Elliott in particular that I was going to start, but I was missing some threads, so I didn't start it. So maybe once I finish a few others, I might start that. That's the Dragonfly Fairy by Joan Elliott. I'd like to start the Dragonfly Baby by Ellen Morristrow. I'd like to do some more ink circles ones, because I have a bunch. And I'd like to do the Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. Those are probably the ones right on top of my list of things to do. It's just I've got so many other projects. I have a whole bunch of small ones that I really do need to finish, and I'd like to get some more progress on Arthas, my Fall of Arthas project, and also my Heaven and Earth Ravenkin mini. I have plans for that, and I would like to get a lot more progress on that. So, what is your favourite non-pattern item in your stash? I'd say my hand-dyed flosses. I'm loving hand-dyed floss, and I just want to keep buying more and more and more and then some more. Yeah, I like my hand-dyed floss. I don't use it enough. Like, I really don't. But again, I have so many other projects at the moment. Maybe when I finish some. What do you have most of in your stash? Patterns. Okay, so my webcam sitting right there is, there's like a shelf on that bookcase, like this, and there's like that about that much amount of space, maybe a little bit more, is all folders with patterns. Yeah, my webcam is being held up in place by patterns. I have a drawer over here in my drawers of patterns, plus all the patterns that I'm currently stitching are in another drawer or in 2 boxes, and I have let's pull up the folder. How big is my folder? It's not even complete because there are some things that I haven't put into there yet. But it's cross stitch folder, properties. That's actually bigger than I thought. It's 11.4 gig of cross stitch patterns. I mean, there's some like photos and stuff in there too, but it's mostly patterns. 11.4 gig. Yes. Besides your LNS and the big box craft shops, where is your favourite place to buy stitching supplies? My LNS is not actually that local. It's 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours drive. An hour and a half, 2 hours. And they don't stock purely cross-stitch stuff. They're mostly quilting. I would like to go back there and buy some more stuff because they're nice and I like them. And I think they said they were shutting down too. They're shutting down this shop front anyway. In Australia, our only places to buy cross-stitch supplies are like online businesses or Spotlight and Lincraft. Spotlight and Lincraft have a very poor cross-stitch selection, and Lincraft sell a lot of patterns that I don't think they should. Not patterns, kits. A lot of the Asian kits that are usually pretty, you gotta be pretty careful with them to begin with. yeah, they sell a lot of those in store, and I don't know how legal that is, so I don't shop at Linkcraft. But yeah, they're expensive too. So I actually buy my cross stitch supplies at 123 Stitch. I put money aside until I have enough for a big order. Do a big order. I get hand-dyed flosses from Fiberlicious, from Riotous Colours. I would like to get them from Jodrey Designs. Like I would like to join the Floss and the Fabric of the Month clubs, but the shipping is so much more expensive than the actual flosses and stuff. And when I think, okay, well then that doubles for Australian dollars, it's not plausible. It's not financially possible. Our news agencies don't really stock cross stitch magazines. You might find one or two here and there. They don't. So I buy, if there's a paper issue, like if there's a physical issue that I want, I will get it from newsstand.co.uk. I get my hand-dyed fabrics from Colour Cascades Fabrics, just because I've heard that Picture This Plus take a long time, plus they're UK-based, as are Pole Stitches, which again, the shipping and the conversion just kills. So I always get my fabric from Colour Cascades. What else? Needle minders I get from No More Lost Needles in the UK, though I haven't put an order in for a couple months, just because I've had other stuff that I've had to pay for, so that hasn't happened. Yeah, I think that's about it that I buy from. Like, I just mostly buy online. The other thing, too, is that the LNS, that's like 2 hours away from me, is not wheelchair accessible. So I have to walk through it, and it hurts a lot. And that's another big problem in Australia, is just accessibility is just shit. Like, I have a spotlight local to me, it's not that far from me, and I have trouble getting there on my own because there's no pedestrian walkways and stuff, and everything is a freaking hill. Not only that, but to get into the shopping centre that the spotlight is in, there's one curb cutout in the entire thing. Just one curb cutout. And it's up a hill. So, name one item you have purchased that was not meant for cross-stitch use that you've repurposed for your craft. Jeez. I don't think there is anything. I mean, like, I've got... Oh no, my light box. I got a light box. And it was meant for drawing, because I do some tattoo designs and stuff like that for myself. So I have a light box, and I found that it was really good for working with dark coloured aiders, because I only really worked with Aida, so dark fabrics. Name one item in your stash that you were unable to purchase after seeing someone else with that item. Oh god. Where the hell do I start with that? Oh. I wouldn't have ever bought Heaven and Earth Designs if I hadn't have found FlossTube, like people on FlossTube who were stitching Heaven and Earth Designs, goes, oh, that doesn't look that bad at all. So there's that. About 1,000 freaking cross-stitch patterns from all over the damn place. Q-snaps. Q-snaps were a thing. We don't... My spotlights don't sell stuff like that. We get hoops. We get these little shitty plastic hoops. So I didn't even stitch with hoops until I started really getting into FlossTube. And, you know, saw that it was giving projects really good tension and stuff, so, yeah. Heaps of stuff. Hand-dyed flosses. Jesus, everything. Like, once I started joining cross-stitch communities, like groups, like groups on Facebook and stuff, I started buying heaps. You're all enablers. That's why I'm okay with enabling you guys when I can. What's next? If someone asked you what was the one must-have pattern that they had to have in their stash, which pattern would you recommend? Jesus. I'd have to say just anything Joan Elliott. Like, I think Joan Elliott has quite a few different types of designs and stuff, so I think everyone would find something. You know, I'm much more into the fairies and the fantasy stuff, but she has a lot of, like, card things, and she's got, some sort of, quote-based stuff, some, like, houseworky sort of gardening stuff and that. Yeah, I'd say Joan Elliott. Just anything Joan Elliott. I think she's quite versatile. Although, by the same token, I'd probably say Heaven and Earth as well, because, again, they cater to all different types of styles. So, I'd say that as well. That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of. Oh. If someone asked you what one designer they had to check out to enhance their stash, who would it be? Yeah. I just answered two questions in one. Joan Elliott, Heaven and Earth Designs. Having a look at what I've got. I'd probably say Ellen Morastro as well. Her Animal Baby series, but she also does some florals. She's got some craft devils as well, which are really cute. Who else? Ink circles. I love ink circles. And actually, I'd say Color Cascades, because they've got their own designs too. There's quite a few in there that I want to get. They've got they got sugar skulls. Like, they got some really nice, not sugar skulls. They're more like just the Day of the Dead girls, and they're so pretty. I want them. I like my Day of the Dead. I haven't stitched anything Day of the Dead yet. I need to fix this. Yeah. So that is the Stash Enhancement Tag, and I will see you later.